What is up, guys? It's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within, and this is going to be an early access video for those of you who have my War Within Goldmaking Guide. More information on that later, but if you haven't checked it out and you want early access to videos like this one, check it out, the link is down below. Now, today we're talking about a couple of gold making strategies that are really good. I don't know what I was going to say, but like, they're really good, and we're going to be talking about a couple of different ones. I'm going to be talking about possibly the best one first, and then one that makes me about 100,000 gold on a daily basis with doing like barely any work. So let's talk about the first one. Now, the first one will cover Darkman Cards, and if you have been farming with tailoring plus inscription recently, you probably noticed this. Darkman Cards are extremely cheap. Like, if I do it Radiant, is it Radiance or Radiance? If we search for Radiance, a lot of these cards are very cheap. If you take the Ace of Radiance, for example, and the 8 of Radiance, even the 4 and the 5 of Radiance, they're about 250 gold each. Now, some of them are a little bit expensive as well, like 500 gold, but for the most part, they have absolutely plummeted in price. And on my server, I can make a deck for about 2,000 gold. Now, if I make a deck for about 2,000 gold, it's currently selling for 29,000. That being said, I have not been able to sell that many decks for this price myself on my server, because once again, making it yourself is just so extremely easy, and the cards are so very cheap. Now, one of the things you can do on a lot of servers, mine is not included here, because many servers are a lot closer in price when it comes to the price of decks and the price of the cards. Now, you can see there's only 18 trinkets on my auction house. There's some servers out there with probably hundreds of them, and some of them are a lot cheaper. Now, you have a lot of other decks as well that will be cheaper than the Radiance one, so the Radiance one might not be the best one to go for. To show you an example here for what I'm about to do. Now, what we are doing here is shuffling by doing disenchanting. Now, I'm just gonna say I'm not spec'd into this. I was suggested this strategy by someone from the Goldmaking Discord. Now, what you want to do is spec into epic disenchanting, and I'm just gonna say, if you have been following my channel and you have my Goldmaking guide, then we have a method to get 10 more knowledge points than I currently have, and you can basically almost max out. You can at least get 55 knowledge points where you spend 30 here and then 25 here. That being said, I believe you can even max it out. So if you max it out, you would have 30 points here and 30 points here, for a total of 60 points. And then what you are going to do is buy these Aces of Radiance, or whatever the cheapest the Darkman card is on your server, make the trinket, disenchant it, and get crystals. And the reason for that is, when you have 30 points into epic escalations and 30 points into designated disenchanter, you will get guaranteed quality 2 shards or crystals. Well, not guaranteed, but very likely quality 2, and sometimes you will get quality 3. And when I say sometimes, about 20% of the time, give or take, it depends, but like, let's just say 10 to 20% of the time, you will get a quality 3. Now, in addition to that, when you are disenchanting epic equipment by being spec'd into this, you will extract some of the magical essences as well, giving you more profitability from this flip. But let's just take a look at the crystals. Going over to some of the enchant recipes that we have, you can take a look at Refulgent Crystal on the auction house, and the reason why you would want to do this flip is the sell rate. Let's say that once again you can make a deck for about 2,000 gold, and this is using Radiance, by the way, the most expensive deck possibly. Maybe Ascension is the more expensive, but Radiance is also expensive. So we're taking a deck, one of the more expensive ones, which is 2,000 gold. Every time you get a quality 1, you're losing gold. When you get a quality 2, you make 1,000 gold profit. And when you get a quality 3, you're making, what is it, 2,500 gold profit on every single quality 3. So the reason why we're doing this is the sell rate. These crystals sell way faster than the actual Darkman decks, because these crystals are on the region-wide auction house. Meanwhile, the trinkets, they are on a specific auction house, like realm-specific, because they're not on the region-wide one. So you are basically buying the cheapest Darkman card that you can, and you buy the entire set, of course, and then you make the trinket. Now, I believe the cheapest one will be roughly the same price as the quality one. I can get, like, once again, we get the Radiance card for between 2 and 2.5k on my server, and that is one of the actual good ones. Going down to the bad ones, we can get them sub 2k easily, and then, yeah. Like, if we look at Symbiosis, for example, the entire Symbiosis set, every single card is sub 200 gold, and you need 8 cards. That means you can make this deck for about 1,500 gold. Now, you can probably just do the math for yourself on the screen right now to combine these prices, and then get an exact gold count, but I'm just gonna say this is about 1,400 even, and in that case, going back to the crystal price, we are making profit even when proccing a quality 1 crystal, and the sell rate of the crystals is absolutely ridiculous, and you can see there's 2,000 available, so you have a bunch of these cards available as well. You can do this flip in heaps and buckets, and you can sell hundreds of crystals really fast, making you hundreds of thousands of gold. It is a very good flip. Now, one of the reasons why it's good as well is that a bunch of people, when it comes to designated disenchanters, they're going for green and blue, because we have other shuffles using green and blue. If you're farming, for example, you get a bunch of greens, and disenchanting those greens for quality 3 storm dust is also really good. If you're crafting, you can craft certain blues and disenchant them for quality 3 blue shards, which is also really good. So there's a lot of people that have green and blue disenchanters, but not purple ones, which is why this flip kind of came out of nowhere, and it's really, really good. Now, another thing that I kind of want to show you here is crafting professional equipment at quality 5 and their profitability. I am currently spending about 200 concentration on some of my crafters, like not the best ones, but some of them, to get quality 5 equipment, and I'm trying to get the best stat that I can, and if you proc a really good stat, you can sell that equipment for a good price. As you can see on the one that I'm hovering over, we sold a ruined bismuth rod. This is a green equipment, by the way, for 23,752 gold. That is after the auction house cut as well. Now, I believe that was the one with resourcefulness on it, so we have 2 of them with the resourcefulness on them, and we sold it for 23,000 gold. So I'm just saying, get quality 5 equipment and start burning concentration. If you're not burning concentration on a daily basis, like, what are you doing? You don't have to burn all of it, but let's just say you currently have 1,000 concentration. Instead of saving that for a rainy day and using it for like epic crafts or epic enchants 1 week down the line, start using it a little bit all the time. Spend 200 concentration today and just keep it recharging. Concentration is a resource that will directly translate to gold. You will get a gold per concentration value, and as I just showed you, once again, I spent about 200 concentration on that craft. It has already recharged about half of that, and that gave me 23,000, and the difference between quality 4 and quality 5 was about 15,000 gold at the current price, and it sold for that difference. Now, speaking of concentration usage, I also want to show you another sale that I made here, which shows you something that I'm spending my artisan security on. I have sold 4 contracts to Assembly of the Deep, and for those 4 I sold them for 25,000 gold each, and we got 95,000 gold after the auction house cut. Now, for this one, I have only crafted them at quality 2. I used my inscription farming character to buy a contract for 150 acuity, because on my farming character, I don't need acuity. I have tailoring plus inscription, so I don't need acuity at all. I spent some of that acuity to buy a contract, and by spending my concentration to go from quality 1 to quality 2, we made 90,000 gold, or 95,000. So if you have a lot of leftover characters that you haven't like spent your acuity on yet, consider spending that acuity on maybe buying some recipes, because those recipes will usually be more profitable. A lot of people right now are spending their acuity on tools, for example, to make blue tools, but that also means, like, once again, that leaves less room for people in that market because they spend their acuity, and you need to spend acuity to get these recipes. So it just gives more profit to the people that choose to spend their acuity in that way, and then you can spend your acuity to get the formula or the recipe, and then spend your concentration to make that at a higher quality. It's just it compounds on itself and gives you a lot of gold. And I spent all of my concentration here, so a full 1000 concentration directly gave me 95,000 gold. That's pretty good. So spend your concentration in various ways on a lot of characters and get absolutely rich. Either way, I think that's the video for today. A couple of advice in this one, so hopefully one of these advice gives you some gold. And once again, this was an Goldmaking Guide early access video. There will be more of these in the future as well, so if you want access to those, get my guide. The link will be down below. It's a 100 pages plus long document right now, which also gives you access to an amazing Goldmaking Discord server where we talk about Goldmaking constantly, we answer questions. There's like a lot of people chatting over there, and we have a bunch of really helpful people, myself included, I hope. And yeah, if you have any questions about Goldmaking, leave them in the comments down below, get the guide, leave them in the Discord, feel free to talk about Goldmaking and help each other out. Now, I also post Goldmaking videos on that Discord server, like exclusive videos and early access videos. We have a bunch of videos that will never go public, for example, and more to come as well. So as always, thank you for the support, it really means a lot. I'm live right now on Twitch, very likely, so come by and say hello. Either way, thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it. I will see you all again in the next video very soon.